Hi friends, happy Friday. It's time for 5-Tip Friday, and today we're talking about overcoming self-criticism, which I think is probably something that every single person can relate to. We all have an inner critic, and it's just very, very, very important to be aware of that and challenge that, because negative self-talk and criticism is detrimental to our mental health and physical health, which I think might be surprising to some. There's actually a study done last year by the Alzheimer's and Dementia Journal, which linked negative thought patterns to brain changes that could be associated with Alzheimer's disease. So the people who had a lot of criticism and negative self-talk actually had cognitive decline, which is just terrifying. So that just goes to show how important it is to identify and address these thought patterns now. So let's get into our 5 tips. The first one is identify negative thoughts or insecurities you have about yourself. Again, I say this all the time, you cannot change something if you don't have awareness about it. So this is really the first and foremost thing that you need to do. I would recommend writing them all down. Sometimes with clients, I do like a negative self-talk log. And people are always very surprised. Like, they always come to me the next session and are like, oh my God, I'm so mean to myself, which we probably all are, but it goes unnoticed because it's just the way that you speak to yourself. So really having the awareness about it and writing it down can be like a oh shit moment for a lot of people. So start there, write them all down, do the negative self-talk log for a day or a week and kind of see where you're at and what things you're being mean to yourself about. And then tip number 2 is explore where those things come from, where those thoughts and beliefs come from. So we're not born with insecurities. We're not born being assholes to ourselves. We pick them up along the way, whether that's someone told it to us, we had an experience that we grabbed meaning from, and that meaning turned into a self-limiting belief, and then that's the narrative that we tell ourselves. So we really have to explore where the starting point of all of these thoughts and thought patterns came from. That's tip number 2. Step number 3 is identify areas of comparison. So our insecurities and our fears are at the root of comparison. So if you see yourself on Instagram comparing yourself to someone else's body, then that probably means that you have some insecurities related to your body. If you're comparing yourself at work, then you probably have some insecurities or fears about how you show up at work. So really identifying patterns of comparison, and that will give like a spotlight to insecurities and fears that you might have in that area. Tip number 4 is forgive the people of the past. Like I said before, we're not born with insecurities. We pick them up along the way, whether that's someone told that to you, you were bullied, it was from your parents. I think that holding on to that resentment and pain is just really toxic to our bodies and to our mental health and our physical health. So forgiveness is not for other people in my eyes. I think that forgiveness allows us to heal and mend by ourselves. So we don't necessarily need someone else's apology or closure to heal and move on from something. We can do that ourselves by letting go and practicing forgiveness. Resentment is very toxic, and so just getting to a place of forgiveness and peace allows you to really heal some of those old wounds. And then tip number 5 is practice self-acceptance. I think I'll probably do a 5-Tip Friday on just this tip number 5 about practicing self-acceptance, because so many things go into that. But I think one thing that you can try to do now is pointing out the things that you do good and right and that you're happy with, just as much as you do all of the things that maybe you missed the mark on or, didn't do to plan. So I think just trying to balance those out a little bit. If you're looking through life through the lens of negativity and all of the things that you're doing wrong and that you messed up and that all the mistakes you made and all of the things that you failed, then that's gonna bleed into everything else. So, we're so much more aware of all of the negatives and really blind to all of the positives, and that's just not doing us any favors at all. So for this next week, I really want everybody to point out all of the things that they did that was good. Like if I make coffee one day and it tastes great, I'm like, damn, I made good coffee today. You know, if I like my outfit, I'm like, this is a cute outfit. You know, my hair, whatever it is, work that you're doing, a 5-tip Friday, driving with no traffic, you know, whatever it is that we might have overlooked because we're so focused on all of the things that we're not doing right. I really want you to tune into those and turn up the volume and really point out all of the things that you're doing that are great and are, you know, things that you're proud of. Celebrate the little things. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. It can literally be coffee, going on a walk, sitting outside and getting some sunshine. Like all the things that you're doing in your life that are good deserve to be celebrated. So hope you guys enjoyed these 5 tips. Like I said, I think I'll probably do next week part 2, practicing self-acceptance, and we'll just go through 5 tips for that because I just think that that's so important. But I love you guys. Happy Friday and have a good weekend.